that's on YouTube that's giving out questions. That way, whenever we ask the questions, you know, you can relay that back to us and we can maybe answer it. All right. We are live, right, Bert?
Huh?
We got time to go use the
We're
bathroom?
live.
Yeah, we're live.
All right. Mikey, damn.
Yes.
Now that we're starting, let's everybody go to the bathroom now. All right.
Just turn the mic.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. I want to welcome everybody to Old School Motorsports. This is our end of the season 3 meeting that we have that we've been having. Oh, we gotta lower that down. Cut. Mikey D.
Baby.
All right, guys.
Take two.
Take two. All right. Yeah, guys. This is our annual, or it's the seasonal end of the season meeting. This is our end of our 3rd season, and it was a season of firsts. We had a lot of. This is our 1st season where we actually broadcast the majority of the races. This is the first for Old School. We started towards the end of season 2, which we extended and made a thing for both series. It's also a first that the preset series and the custom series was completely handled differently. The custom guys was basically me and Dark, and I gave creative control to Coyote and Chapman, and they did a wonderful job in their 1st season together by planning things out. So we're going to be hearing from them a little bit later on. We have a new champion in the preset side. Season 1 was Memory, Season 2 was Coyote, and the new champ for Season 3 was Chapman himself, the Iceman, Mr. Magic Cockroach himself. So, with all that being said, we also have the first 2-time champion on the custom side, Trinity Beach Mode, yours truly, right here on the mic. Everybody give a hand. All right, cut it down. Yay! All right.
Nah.
I swear we're all standing up, Trinity.
Yeah. We're all standing for that pat on the back you just gave yourself.
Yep. But like I said, we had a huge season of firsts. And like I said, this meeting is going to showcase some of those highlights. Like we just covered some of those highlights, and we're also going to get to the meat and potatoes here shortly with the custom guys. We're going to start it off with the custom guys, and then we're going to hand the reins over to the preset guys so they can ask their questions to the preset guys. All that being said, Dark, he's putting his mayo and his mustard on his sandwiches right now.
Oh, I got it on.
You want anything extra you want to add before we get to the round custom guy?
No, go ahead, man.
Alrighty. Real quick, Chapman, before we move on, how did it feel? Season 3 champ. I mean, you're the new champ. So far, Season 4, you know, the storylines are going to be setting up. Can any of the first 3 guys repeat as champion, or will we have a 4th different champion in preset? What do you have to do, being the defending champion, to repeat, be the first repeat in preset?
I don't know, like, last season, Season 2, I felt like I probably should have won, and then everything went downhill in the playoffs, and so I was like, I'll just have to win more races, I guess, and work harder. So obviously that helped. I don't know, because there's so many new people. I don't know how they're gonna race or what they're gonna do. So just try to win more races. Apparently, I don't know how much Kylie loves seeing me do that, so I gotta do it for him.
Well, we definitely seen with the addition of Jake, his first season in Old School. We definitely seen some additions throughout the season that looks like Season 4, especially with some of these new additions coming in, preset's going to be more competitive than ever. So definitely for you to have a chance to repeat, you're going to have a much taller mountain to climb there, my friend.
Most definitely.
And as for myself, to kind of really do the tough task of doing 3 in a row, I'm going to have to continue to work hard, continue to make all my setups at every track that we go to better than the last time. I have to continue to step up my game because we've seen Dark Knight. Oh, that's another first. Dark Knight went from 2 seasons of no wins to finally getting his first season win in season 3, and then he actually tacked on another 2 to make 3 wins in season 3. So, and also first for Mikey. As long as I've been knowing Mikey for 20 years, as many different leagues as we've been a part of, he finally gets a win both on the preset side and in the custom side. So congratulations to Mikey's for that, which is another accomplishment of, like I said, a lot of highs in season 3.
And don't forget now, we had a newcomer in King that came in. I don't remember how many races we was in. He missed a few, but he made the top 4. So.
Yes, well, I was about to get to that. I mean, on top of you and top of Mikey, we had some newcomers get their first wins in this season as well. And Viper was a newcomer to the league, and he managed to make the top 4 in Compado, and he finished, he finished 2nd, 3rd?
Viper?
King, where you finished that? King, in
King?
the final race.
He finished 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hell, that was a heck of a run there. That last 15, 20 laps of the race. We didn't see y'all race long, but then, man, you definitely showed up there at the end, and I can only expect more from King and Viper. That tandem, and the people that we're going to get in season 3. Some more. I mean, the new people we're going to get in season 4. Pretty sure they're going to put elements of custom, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if we do have a first time a different champion other than himself. Although I definitely am going to try as hard as I can to make it 3 in a row. But with all that being said, I'm looking forward for the challenge. I'm pretty sure everybody in Customs is ready for this new season to get going because everybody had some highs and some low points in that season, and I'm pretty sure people wants to capitalize on all the good stuff that they did succeed on. And with all that being said, Chapman Coyote, y'all want to have a brief introductory over y'all season, or y'all want to wait till y'all come up whenever y'all do y'all stuff round table?
Yeah, I just have 19 topics that I could blow through here pretty quick.
19. Woo.
Yeah,
Only
we won't
19?
take up too much. Yeah, no, literally 19 is what I got down.
I hope that ain't more problems than we got on the custom side.
And it's not really problems. You know, I do want to say one thing, not to really recap the season, but I just want to say that it's the funnest season I've ever had on NASCAR Heat 5 by far. There's not the drama. Like, I think everyone here, and even new guys, I'm sure they've been in toxic leagues where, you know, it's that constant every time you race, you get guys mad at each other. It's totally not like that here. It's like respect and you know, people, if they do mess up or cause a caution, they're going to own up for it, and you know they'll say, "Hey, I'll take the rear," you know, and that's the kind of stuff that we do. So,
yeah, we have
we
obviously
race each other very hard, but it's, you know, it's respectful. So I don't know. I was really happy about that.
I tell you what, man, we seen some things there about midway through the season that, you know, like somebody that had kind of maybe dove it in or accidentally ran somebody up and give that position back to that person and apologize at the same time. I mean, that's the kind of drivers we're looking for, you know what I mean? None of us do anything intentional, but it happens.
No, and it's just a game. Like, at the end of the day, you know, you got to have fun with it. And yeah,
the
we're
competition
make
still.
those mistakes, and it's competitive. Yeah, it's super competitive, right? So
everybody's so competitive, man.
You know, it's not the end of the world. You know, sometimes you're just going to have bad luck, or you might get, you know, a little shot and stuff.
Yep. I'll give you a shot.
Oh, yep. All right, guys.
But it'll be a clean one.
Well, with all that being said, we'll get right along, and we're gonna be definitely hearing from more from the preset guys here in a few minutes. But first, we're gonna get to the custom cup guys and our roundtable and some questions that Dark and I put together for our custom guys. The first question I want to ask our custom guys: this next season coming up, we know there's a new game coming, and we've been talking about making this season shorter because of the new game and everything coming out. And but what you guys think of alternating between a short season, which is going to be roughly, I guess we could figure maybe 16, 18 races, that length, and then we can alternate and have a long season that we just came from, which was 26 weeks. What's your ideas of rotating that? Whenever there's a new game coming out or for PlayStation, that we kind of have a short season in place and then go to a longer season to kind of offset that. So what y'all guys think?
Hey, good
Any
talk.
custom guy first?
Good talk.
Yes.
Street,
Wake
Viper,
up, damn it.
King, Golf.
Alright, well, I guess I'll go. Well, it's gonna be a learning process.
Okay, King is thinking. All right, wait, who's thinking? Who's talking?
Be clear, Planet.
All right, Planet.
Well, it's gonna be a learning process for sure. That's for sure. It's gonna be my first time in years.
Yeah, hey, everybody make sure y'all's mics are on always loud too, so you're heard on the broadcast,
Yes.
please.
And let me also piggyback something on top of that topic. We also, with Coyote, was one thing that he mentioned. What if we say in this short season, if we all want to do a short season coming up, we do something like a touring season to where, we put out a schedule and we're going to race both trucks, Xfinity, and Cup at certain tracks. That way, we bring in all three series into one season, and we can have that kind of maybe be something that we do on a short season side. Maybe break it up, maybe 4 races apiece, or something of that nature.
3 viewers,
or 5 races
welcome,
apiece,
guys.
or whatever. How we're going to do that. But what would y'all think about doing that with the short with a short season? Have it to where we rotate in a sense where we pick tracks where we're going to run trucks on, we're going to run Cup, and we're going to run Xfinity on, from one week to the next.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because your main season, it's better to do it through the fall and the winter. The days are a lot shorter. You get up, go to work, it's dark. You come home, it's dark. Not as much to do in the winter time is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like in the summertime.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the reasons as well, because I know Dark, he gets busier in the summertime. I think for a lot of us, we get kind of busier in the summertime. We got family. There's a bunch of kids with sports in the summertime.
Yeah, and us hills have eyes people.
Things.
We go fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah, they like to murder.
4-wheeling, shooting guns.
Yeah, I mean, it gives, I know more people are more active in the summertime. I mean, it's up Dr. Robbie Bobby. I mean, I don't think he's got a difference. I mean, he's.
Hey, if I had his job, I'd work overtime. I wouldn't miss a day. But then again,
that's what I'm saying.
Like I said, he gets to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. So he's got a good job, but then again, he ain't.
I'm just saying. I don't know if you want a bad one in the summertime because it comes in all smelly and stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, all right,
smelly
now,
and
we got to
sweaty. We got to get away from that topic now.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's a vaginacologist, man. We got special people up in here now.
We got stars racing with us, man.
Yeah. All right, Viper, do you have anything you want to say? Viper has me mute.
Yeah, I think his mic is muted.
I think so.
Let me make sure I ain't got him muted because I don't hear him. Hang on just a second. Okay, Viper's on his mobile, so
All right.
it's got an
Oh,
X out by his
he's probably
name.
going to reconnect. All right. Nah, he's probably trying to reconnect. He is.
That's goofy on the mobile. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, that's something I hope that they improve or get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is. There he is, Viper. Yep, now we hear you, my brother. Yeah, this first topic about the shorter season plus doing the touring. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, can you drive? Can you
Well,
drive
yes.
the trucks and the Xfinity cars too?
Well, you might have to
Hey,
learn, my brother.
yeah, we're learning trucks. Actually, me
Yeah,
and
we're learning
Trendy
trucks.
learning trucks. Yeah, it on custom to get them loose, but once you get it, ain't no different in the cup.
Well, that will be the learning curve because there's a bunch of us that ain't used to trucks. I mean, hell, and me, Xfinity, I've been doing more trucks and more Cup and less Xfinity. So for me, I think like Xfinity is going to be a little bit more of a learning curve for me. So it's going to be one of those challenges that is going to present everybody. So, like I said, it's not going to please everybody, but at least it's going to be a challenge for everybody. Some more than others.
I think it'd
Is
be
there any
fun to mix it
questions in
up.
YouTube land?
Nope.
Is that no? Okay. All right, guys. So it looks like we probably will do this short season. It's going to probably somewhere around there. So the touring sounds like part of it as well for the next upcoming season. Is all right.
You're starting to
We're
sound
going to
like a
talk about.
robot. I don't know if it's my mic or yours.
I'm
Anybody
hearing
else?
it too.
Okay.
And me too.
I didn't hear some of what you said there, Trini.
His
All right.
$200 headset's dying.
No, I'm using my wired one right now.
Oh!
He's in
Hey,
his
I don't want to
office.
have that robot.
Gonna use the cheap one. Wow.
Yeah, I'm using the cheap one.
You
Yeah.
are cheap. You are
Anyway,
cheap, ain't you?
almost. Anyway, this is probably but the biggest thing that plagued us in season 3 is cautions and manual cautions. Our rules that we had in place going into season 3 had it basically 2 or more cars spinning in order for if a caution did not come out, 2 or more cars, and the caution didn't come out, manual would be used. Now we had some incidences where like somebody might have bounced off the wall and came across, hit somebody, and that one car was the only car that spun. And we had more instances where a manual caution was not called, and very few of it was called. Probably maybe because that person kind of got into other people, or more people got involved with it without spinning, and it came out that way. The question is, do y'all want to keep that same rule in effect, or how would y'all want to change it? Because we also don't want people to abuse the manual cautions.
Right.
We don't want people spinning off randomly saying, "Oh man, we don't want none of that stuff because it's too easy and too tempting for people who mess up their setups in the pits or something like that, and they're gonna want to create a caution just to get back in the pits and fix something. So we don't want that to be something that's tempting enough to where people are going to use it. So
What?
What?
Oh,
He said Chapman. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna start off with Viper. What's some of your thoughts on the caution and the rules that's in place right now? All right, King, what's your thoughts on it?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you talking about in the booth to
Because
watch
I
more
do
cars?
have
Yeah. Yes.
I do listen to the broadcast as I'm racing. I have a earpiece in my ear,
I
so I
agree.
hear what they're saying. So if they was
Uh huh.
call caution, I could call it on their mic.
That's something we could definitely look into. Have
Or they could be in the
Hopefully
same
they'll
chat.
catch it though.
Yeah, or they could be in the
yeah.
same chat with us, and maybe one of them can unmute and call caution, to where we hear it. Either or, you know. But
Yeah. Okay.
that is a real good idea because they do have better eyes than what we got.
And right now, a lot of that would fall because our broadcast booth is with us tonight, which is Coyote and Chapman, which that's our two main guys.
What y'all think
They
about
would
that?
be the ones that would have really know. They see everything to know what the rules are versus what they saw what happened to warrant them to say, relay it down to us as a caution. So that will definitely be something that help. That because I mean I know I can't see everything that always happens. Most of us we let unless we see something in front of us. And we know the eyes in the sky. We know Chapman and Coyote. They can tend to see more things happening at one time on the track. So that is definitely something we can talk about more, and we could try to incorporate that into the new season. If there's more people in the booth, there could be more people that can help out with that. But I know what if it's just two people, Coyote and Chapman. I know they can only sometimes see what they can see. So it might help us a little bit, and hopefully that does help us a little bit more going into the season. And all I can say we could do is we could try it. We could try to make that adjustment, and at the end of season 4, we have this discussion, and we'll know if it helped out or not.
Yeah. Well,
Golf, what's your idea?
Uh, I think we're going to be talking about it during the race, and if it's questionable, the booth should give a second opinion. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's
Okay.
kind of.
I,
I don't
I,
think it's a good idea to put all the pressure on them to call a caution or not. You know what I mean? Because if they
well,
don't call a caution, somebody can be
I
mad.
stream, and normally one of them or both of them watch it. You know what I mean? So they can
Right.
actually hear what's being said.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, it's not going to be their sole responsibility. They just,
right.
'cause like I
Well,
said, that's
like
one of the
he's talking
questions
about,
we.
we'll be
Yeah,
talking about it, so whoever's watching will
Yeah.
hear that,
yeah,
and they can clarify it. Because
yeah. Our
I
questions
have heard them
always.
say, I thought that should have been a caution, and we didn't
Yeah,
Right.
call one. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I think it's a good idea.
So yeah,
yeah. It's just because that's one of the first things that whenever there's a contact or something happens, we're always, Mikey, we're always
he
asking what
needs to get to
happened,
his peanut butter.
what caused the what.
Go ahead, Trinity. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Anyway, well, like I was saying, so yeah, they would help us in that because the first questions we always ask before we throw a caution or manual caution is what happened and what caused it, and that's what we go by. And if the booth has a clearer picture than we do, then yeah, I mean, like I say,
Yeah.
I don't mind them having their input with it to help us make that decision. Because, like I said, 9 times out of 10, Dark and I are asking what happened to why we need to bring out a caution because it's always behind what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I agree that we should at least have a booth's opinion if what they saw. If it's two or more, and if it fits in the rules, then say yes. Or if you see one person spinning and two or three people ram into him without spinning, I think that should be a caution as well because I
Yeah,
think more than
because
one person got
they're
damaged.
gonna catch damage.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind it's
so I
kind of
mean
like the
stuff
one we
like that.
had, like if you got a lap car and they collect the leader or something, and the leader gets a lot of damage, and or a couple people, you know what I mean? That's like one of those special times you call it.
Yeah,
And I think that's why we put that in place to start with because of that. Everybody, there's been a few of us been a victim to it.
yeah. Like I said, I paid the price from it. Dark did. I mean, we all lived by the rules and we all paid by the rules. So I mean, it's just that's why we're having this discussion because we're trying to find a fair way now. Like I said, I always preach drivers can control. We can put a lot more control into what we do. Then that should minimize a lot more of the bouncing off the walls, and we can minimize a lot of these things, hitting the butter and going 4 lanes up the track. You know, there's there's things that we can do as drivers that can minimize some of the unnecessary stuff that happens. And I know there's some things that happens very quickly, and we just can't help it. Because there's one time I think I got loose and came off the corner loose, and I took out Viper, and there was no caution for it. I just clipped them. Well, Bob, and I did you. Was it in one race I got loose and came across your nose and forced you down? Might have been Homestead or maybe or somewhere. Okay. Well, I just know that I came across the top, across your front end of your nose, and I didn't know what happened behind you. But you said you were good, so that's why. It's things like that, things like that can happen in an instant. But then the other times, there's things that you might push up into the wall or you might hit the butter, and instead of having to travel up 5 lanes, you might only have to travel up 1 lane if you just lift. So it's little simple. And speak of Bob, look at it. Every time we mention Bob's name, he shows up. Oh, I know he's gonna have something to say about this. Hey, Bob, we on your topic, buddy. You just in time.
I'm fashionably late, guys. My bad.
We in the conversation about cautions, and right now, I want to hear your thoughts on the manual and caution aspect because we're talking about that right now, and I know you have a lot to say about that. And I know some guys. We asked a few guys already, and I want to get your thoughts before we move on.
Yeah, pretty much like I stated the other night. It's one guy that's running up front shouldn't be punished for someone else's mistake, even if when it resolves in that one guy spinning and the other guy gets to keep going that ran out of talent. That's the only time that I feel like the one car incident's kind of caution worthy.
Yeah, but just because you got to keep going doesn't mean you don't have severe damage.
Right.
That's true too. So
I think that happened to Trendy in Iowa. If you recall, you couldn't catch me because you caught front damage from it, and there wasn't a caution.
Yeah.
So yeah. A bunch of us been victim of that too. So
yeah, I mean, and a couple of guys they want to keep the rule the way it is, but one thing we are doing is we're going to ask the booth to help out to where if they see a one car incident, if more cars pile up and there's no spinning involved, and there's more people that get involved with it, they can relay it down to us that, a couple of people got, hit with that. They didn't spin, but, a couple of people got damaged from that, and we're going to throw a manual caution from that. Like I said, it's not perfect, but, I was just saying before you got on, we just got, as drivers, got to try to control more of what we can control. Like those things that happen between me and you, I don't, 9 times out of 10, I don't do that. I mean, hell, all race long in that Iowa race, I bounced off that wall one time, and it led to Robbie, I think, getting loose, and he came into me, and that brought out that last caution of that race. Right. And that ultimately set it up, a situation to where Dark couldn't fight his way back to the front, and there's no telling how pit stops would have cycled out. So we still don't know if pit stops would have cycled out, if Dark would have had an actual opportunity with that, or Robbie or myself. So, but we do know how it ended, and me and Dark, if you go catch a stream that there's a grudge match, if you want to see who actually ultimately won Iowa, go check that out. Just want to go ahead and say that real quick.
My biggest concern, I think, is like, say I'm running second and third is on my door, or first and second. You're up in a top spot, and if it would be easy for someone to be like, whoops, doored you into the wall, and you're gone. He don't have to deal with you no more. You know what I mean? Then he can charge ahead, not getting much damage, and keep going while he just bounced you off the wall. You spun by yourself.
Well, first off, I shouldn't anybody do that.
Right.
Well, first off, anybody's intentions to want to do that and sound the way you just made it sound, because if anybody does that, that will be a penalty, because we don't put up with anything of that nature. If anything that happens, it definitely should be an accidental standard that nobody should be trying to get at anybody and trying to say that, sorry for your luck.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that should ever happen.
But like he's talking now, if you send somebody that far up the track, that's one of those things we talk about. I do not mind a clean bump and run and move me, but if you move me all the way up the track and I got to get out to keep out the wall and I lose 4 or 5 spots or something like that from it, that's kind of stuff that heats me up. I don't mind somebody that's a little faster move, but a lot of us have respect to move, and we do move.
Clipping the butter. Like clipping the butter is understandable, that kind of thing.
But if you're getting this is the way we look at it, if you're getting moved that bad, somebody's getting a penalty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And the incident with me and Trinity, it was bounce off the wall.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes is if you feel something happened to you, don't go off. Try to keep a cool head, like we talked about, and let's go look at the video, because I mean, good example of some things we think we see stuff happen so fast, it ain't actually how we saw it, and until you go back and watch the video, because that's like me and Trinity. I think it was Texas, was it not, Trendy, when we went in the middle, basically, and I was madder than hell at you. But, when I went back, I had to go basically apologize to Trendy, hey, no, that wasn't, but it looked that way. And that's what I'm saying, we don't want people jumping like that and just start cussing and stuff, because, we don't want to put up with that and have that. So.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing when we get to, Season 4 that we're all going to practice, because one thing that Dark and I, we understand the emotions of something that happens at the time, versus whenever we get a chance to sit down and go look at things and say, okay, we see a much clearer picture of what's going on. It happened several times whenever they had an incident happen on the track, and Dark and I was able to go back and watch things, and we was able to see things whether a stream caught from Tommy or Rub or Dark Stream, we all see something that we were able to make a clear judgment on. Okay, well, this was a racing incident, or well, he could have lifted, or there's things that we were able to make choices and decisions on based on what we saw from going back and look at things. So that's one thing that I'm going to preach all Season 4 is, calm down. We will take a look at it, and after the race, we will look at the video. We will see who caught what. We will see what the broadcast people caught, and we're going to see what it looks like from my end, and then we're going to get back with you. And we're going to make determinations from there. We can even bring you in, and we're going to show you. Okay, this is what we saw. Bob already said he goes back and watch all the videos and all the streams and stuff like that. So, everyone, yeah. So with all that being said, just want everybody to know that.
The ones that win, I go back and watch them a couple times.
and we want anybody that can stream. We want you to stream and share your link. You know what I mean? Because the more we got streaming, the more we got to look at when something happens. You know what I mean? The more views.
Yeah, I don't stream mine because I got a lot of internet.
Well, if you can't and it makes you lag, we don't want you to. But if you don't have problems and you can stream, stream. Like I said, that gives us, if something happens, we got a whole lot more views to look at it. And
Exactly. I mean, if we had 12 cars that streams, that's going to give us even more eyes out there to help us be able to police situations and get to check out situations that we could see when we
Just
get
thank
to the
God we don't have to
rules.
do it all the time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Not every time, but when we get to the rules portion, car control is going to be a penalty coming up. If it's like how we're talking about with these cautions. If somebody is pushing up 4 lanes and gets into another person, you might get penalized because you could have easily lifted and avoid shoving up and making contact with that person. There is going to be, and if you're out there where your car is too doggone loose and everything like that, and you're spinning out, because there was an instance where we seen Rub. Rub was out there, he didn't hit nothing, but his car was definitely not worthy to be on the track because he was wrecking himself. He was spinning out on himself. In Martinsville, he was horrible. Situations like that, you should not, at this level of series, put a car like that on a track. It's going to be totally unacceptable.
Yeah, take it to the pits. You already ain't.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna win anyway, so try to fix it or something. You know what I mean? Because that just shows respect on the track.
But
I had to do that in the other league in Kentucky.
Yeah, it sucks. When it happens, it sucks. But
it does. All right, guys. Is there anything else anybody wants to add, or maybe another possibility how we can handle the caution thing, or did we pretty much cover it and we have a good idea of how to tackle it for season 4 and try something for season 4?
Pretty much covered it for me, man. Just want to pick up on like a few things though.
What was that?
So in this other league,
run one in Talladega.
In this other league, I mean, we like I said, these other leagues, I mean, they all toxic, all pissed off at each other about like the cautions and stuff. Kind of wish they would do the same things that y'all are doing, because they just do straight manual cautions. So.
Yeah, see,
man, we want it to be fair for everybody. We want everybody to have fun, man, and get along and respect each other. And most of us are grown men. There's no reason why we should be acting like high school kids and cussing each other. And you know what I mean? Tempers do flare, especially like when you get in championship implications. Your tempers, because you're especially racing for something. It happens. Like I said, and the competition here it's unbelievable, man. You really got to practice. You really got to work if you want to hang with these guys. Otherwise, you're not gonna have no fun. You always gonna be in the back getting blown away. And I mean, we've had cases where guys come in, they practice, and we didn't see them again.
Yep. I mean, our biggest thing in this league is we emphasis on green flag runs.
Yeah.
We want very minimum cautions. We want the competition to be that good out there, and which there's a lot of races both on the preset side and the custom side. We went caution free, other than obviously the stages. We are, like I said, and I feel there's a caution. There's always room for improvement. So I mean, there's, like I said, we have races that went caution free. Now there might have been incidences that races that was borderline cautions and that never got called, but then there's quite a few races that it was pretty damn good racing throughout the whole thing and no cautions ever came out. So,
and I mean, we got a reputation,
races, Yeah, I mean, we want good, talented drivers that can push the envelope, but could push it in a controlled manner to where the racing is going to be excellent. I wouldn't want nobody to hold them back, but don't want nobody out there reckless.
Right. And I want people that are watching the broadcast to enjoy it, not it be a crap show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cautions just take away from everything.
And if you got people that don't know how to drive,
that's all you're going to get plagued with.
There's drivers on both sides. I'm one of those guys that will. Bob's one, Chaps one, Wildcard 2, Trendy. I mean, you know, there's times we make it interested. Yeah, you might look at it and say, "What's he doing? Why did he make that move? You know, that was dumb. That was stupid." But you know, we try to make it exciting because you know sometimes we don't want to sit behind somebody push the whole time, but you know we do work together and we will do it. But if we're faster, we're not going to sit behind you. And if you don't get out of the way, we will give you a bump and try to drive by. You know, that's how we race, and you got to be able to handle that because these guys do. They believe in a little bit of rubbing. They don't mind it. You know what I mean? Some people, if you like, say, first people get mad at me at Talladega because I get so close and side draft, and it makes them nervous, and they don't like it. You know, I've been wrecked because of it. They think I'm trying to wreck them and stuff, you know. But these guys, once you get used to them, you'll see they don't mind a little bit of leaning, a little bit of bumping and stuff. I mean, they love it.
Yep. But yeah, that's. Oh, yeah, but I mean, when like Dark was saying though, whenever we make these moves and things interesting, it's not doing anything that's going to put us in a reckless position. It's going to be things that we know. Like Dark is going to do something with me that I know Dark is going to do, but I know I can handle what Dark is about to do. Right. Same thing with like vice versa. It just every once in a while, like Texas, there's stuff that happens where it just it's just so fast. You know, I'm thinking he's coming down and he's thinking I'm going up, and it's just and it's in the heat of a moment, and it's just. We had Chap to slow it down to show him what really happened. I'm just saying.
Well, I was already looking at it because I wanted to make sure too, because I did get pretty heated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, that's good that we have people that we can go back and look, and we can look at it, and we can talk, and Dark and I talk a lot behind the scenes about this league, and we love this league. We love you guys, and that's why we can't wait to get to these meetings, because this is where the soul of old school is at, the drivers. And getting this input is what we need to help make this league better and better and keep moving it forward. And everything that Coyote and them did with the presets, that's injecting so much soul and so good, feeling the soul. Don't get me to start preaching now. I'm just saying. I'm starting to feel them little Jesus and this selling. But anyway,
put that chocolate milk down.
Put the chocolate milk down. But that's what this meeting's all about, is to really get the feedback of the last season from the drivers who's been participating in this series, and all the new guys that's to come. Y'all know y'all the next bits and pieces that's going to help bring this league to where I'll be talking to Gotham or Jason the Killer Guy or Planis at the end of the season. I don't know that. There's a bunch of new guys that start, but they wash out or they leave or they get fear. I mean, there's something chases these guys away, and I just know it's or they choke. But whatever the case may be, like I said, we've been every season since we started, since season 1. Every season we've been keeping new guys, and they've been the guys who stayed have been the guys who've been the most contributed to this league. And season 4, we're gonna be talking about some of these new guys that's gonna come in, that's gonna fit that same bill, and then so on and so forth. And with all that being said, we're gonna move on. Playoff format.
Yeah, don't get mad and quit, man. Keep going, because things can happen. You know what I mean? Just get up on the wheel and drive. We want everybody to be committed. We like guys to be committed and finish out the race, regardless.
Yeah, trust me, we all have bad races where we just want to quit, and we know we're going to finish dead last. It's just.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to hit that in before you got in with the
playoffs. But you're right though. But that happened in the playoffs, so I mean, we just piggybacking and leapfrogging into that. But playoffs, custom guys, the format how we have this season with points and the final 4. Is there anything with y'all would like to see in our custom side structure for playoffs and potentially mixing things up instead of doing a final 4 with the start season? Maybe do a final 6 or a final 4 with the 2 cores maybe racing their way in, or what are some ideas that y'all might want to try for a playoff format for the custom side?
I would actually like to see a potential final 5.
Yeah, that would have worked for me this year, but I still would have came.
Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
Bob,
one by
agree with
one.
that.
I'm gonna go one by one. Bob, what's your thoughts on an idea for a playoff season?
I like how we did it. I mean, I was right on the cutoff. I did what I could do to try to get in the Final Four. I didn't make it. You know what I mean? And I like having it like the Cup. Like Cup does it. Final Four is all right. Final Five would have been cool, but like I said, I still would have wound up finishing fifth. But whatever.
Look, like I said, this is a video game, so we can make whatever how we want to do it. That's why I'm saying. Right. If you want to have a Final Four and have a final race to have somebody race their way in to be a Final Five, we can do that. That's what this portion is. What do y'all want to try to add a level of excitement and competition to? Okay, these are the top 4 guys, but hey, we got one more chance to get into this thing, and then you could be a wild card that comes in and win it all.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay,
I like that.
Well, that's Yeah. All right.
Somebody who's got multiple wins, it's usually somebody who deserves to be in.
All right, King, what's your thoughts?
Good talk.
King, you got us on mute. All right, we're gonna. Okay, I'm about to say we're going to circle back to you, but yeah, you good. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on about possible a Final Five into this next season? Yeah. I mean, something we can try. Something we could try, and at the end of season 4, we can talk. How did y'all like this season 5? This race for 5 type of thing. This Final 5.
And I got a question, man. How do y'all like how we did the top 4? It wasn't by points. It was like the how they really did
highest finisher won.
I mean, would y'all like it be that way? So that way all 5 have the chance. All you got to do is make it in the championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
I like that.
That gives you a better chance because somebody's ahead of you in points. The 5th guy may not stand a chance. You know what I mean? So I mean, do y'all like the way we did that? You want to keep that same?
I think giving all top performers, the ones that work their way up there,
best finish, best finisher.
I agree because I think Tommy should have been in that top 4 or 5 at the end of the season. It kind of sucked. He had to miss one race because of an emergency, and then bam, he was done.
Yeah, that's another thing we got to talk about too.
Well, we're about to get to that. Golf, real quick about this. Don't worry, Golf. We was definitely not forgetting about that topic with Tommy. But having 5 people race for a championship, was that something that you would like to see?
I'd love to see it.
Right.
Maybe if something happens that whoever had the most wins that season didn't get in the top 4, maybe they should get that top 5 spot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that whoever wins the most is probably going to be in that top. Good chance to be in the top 4. But we will.
Who had the most wins?
Robbie.
Quite a lot.
Robbie, then me. Robbie. I think Tommy won 4.
2
didn't
races.
He?
Yeah, Tommy won 4, and I think
I won 3, and Bob. I can't remember if Bob won 3 or 2. I know he won 2 for a fact.
I got 3 because I got 2 in a row, lost 1 to you, and then I won the next one.
Yeah.
Kind of went back.
I won, you won. I won, you won.
I mean, the amazing thing is I won the least amount of races this season, but I repeated as a champion.
Yeah.
I only won 1 race up until that last race of the championship season, which I won Iowa.
And that format, by the best finisher, gave you that chance because you came in last place for missing that race. So
Yeah.
point wise, you would have had to win and have good finishes.
I thought I came
Point
in
wise,
third after. So I think I came in. I thought I came in third. I
it
was
might
like
be third,
third.
but you was down some good points to me and Robbie, especially Robbie.
Yeah, if we would did, if we would have did everything based on points, I mean, it puts less of emphasis on third and fourth, so it basically puts
Right.
it more first and second. So
Hey,
that's kind of I like
So
how we
that
have that.
allowed that allowed you to repeat. So I mean that's a good thing, and
Yeah.
everybody's
here's
like
another
it. So
thought, guys.
What's
Take
up?
your top 4, put them off to the side. From 5th on back, let them vote for who gets the top 5 spot.
Or
You know
race.
what I mean?
Or you can have a race.
Take the top 4 out of the vote because they're not going to want the fastest person in there. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that's left from the top 4 back, vote to see who gets that 5th place spot.
Well, we
but
definitely.
would that be fair to the guy that's raced all season that's sitting in 5th though?
Well, this is what I was going to think. I think it should be.
That's a question that would pop up there. You know what I mean? I'm
I
sure.
think with this season, Dark, is what we can do is before we have the last elimination, which instead of it being an elimination like that, we have the top 4 that was being points, and then we'll get to whoever was left before the elimination. Say if we got fifth, sixth, I think this one here was 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Right.
I think it was 5th, 6th, and 7th that was racing for a spot. I think that's what it was. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, I think.
They have, what it was, 3 or 4 cars racing
Eighth
for
had
it.
a little more work to do than 7th place.
But I mean, I could say, hey, look, them top 4 guys, y'all have a rematch.
Have a heat race.
Y'all have a 25% no staging or 25% however we want to set it up for them. Let them figure out who's going to be that last person to transfer over. Then that's going to that could be a thing. And instead of letting everybody back in the pot,
right?
I mean, hell, that then you don't want that last person that's been eliminated to all of a sudden just leapfrog over everybody that was 5th in points. So at least it gives a second chance for that person to winner take all. Out of these last 3 or 4 people, winner take all. Just
That'd
kind of like a championship.
Cool, then you get by the end of the year, you had 2 winner takes all events, which are kind of exciting.
Exactly. Yeah, that means you could have winner take all twice to win a championship. I mean. So yeah, that's a good idea. We're gonna implement. We're gonna definitely include that in coming up to season 4. Now, this is the thing. Okay, now this is the second to last thing we got before we handed that ball off to Chapman and Coyote. Postponement of races, which obviously it kind of became a big deal late in the season. Might have maybe more so on the custom side than the preset side, because we wasn't really following along with this. But if we would have postponed races, it could have changed the dynamic for Tommy for sure, because he was the one that came into the points leading whenever he had his emergency, and after that he lost a ton of points, and he pretty much lost his will to drive after that, which kind of deflated his whole season, and it really set the tone and the tempo for everything. And now I already talked to Tommy. Tommy feels that during the regular season, it should be just whatever, because he said you missed a race, it's no big deal. He thought that maybe they should be a chance for anybody playoff scenario wise when we get to the playoffs, that there might be certain conditions to warrant a postponement of a race. Now, obviously, we can't postpone indefinitely because obviously we're trying to wrap up the season. But what would constitute, obviously, what happened with Tommy would be there, even though it was kind of last minute. So, what would y'all constitute a postponement of a race for a driver? So I'm gonna start off with. I'm gonna go back up and get with Bob. What's your thoughts on postponing the races and when, and what kind of criteria would you like for it to qualify for that postponement?
Even though this is for fun, I kind of see it as like if it was a work environment, needing a day off for like a death in the family. A real emergency, not like, hey, because I'm on a day job now. I may possibly this year be late to a couple races because we don't get back to the shop till later. Like me coming late from work shouldn't be a postponement. If I miss, it's on, But like family emergencies, I think is probably the biggest thing.
Okay. Viper. Okay. Okay. So definitely, it's got to be something that's unavoidable, like a family emergency type of thing.
This is a question that should go out to everybody. This shouldn't just concern one slider or customs.
Well. I mean, like I said, I'm letting Coyote determine how he wants to handle the situation on that side, which. The consequences is going to be on that side, and Coyote is going to be able to address it how he wants it to impact his drivers on that side. That's just something that I don't want it to be a concern on the custom side when we get to the thing. So, King, what's your thoughts on postponement? Should it just be emergency type of situation, necessary type thing?
That's another good point. Multiple guys.
Well, I mean, obviously, if we have multiple guys, they don't pay to try to have a race and have a. I'm talking. This is solely with one person because what happened? It happened to one person that changed his entire championship season. Well, his entire playoff run for a championship, which he was leading going into.
And
if we postponed it.
And it came up because of the fact that it happened to two of y'all, one on preset and one on thing. That's the reason why this question popped up. And we was going to postpone. So, we didn't want the wrong reactions and it looking the wrong way. So
now talking with Tommy did say he did not act. So he took it more upon himself not asking for a postponement. Then he said if he would have asked, and we told him no, and then we would have postponed for somebody later on. Right. He did not ask for a postponement in that situation. So, but talking with him, he said if we were to address this issue, it should be playoffs, and he feels that everybody in the playoffs should at least have an opportunity to compete for that championship. Now, obviously, there's only so much we can do. We can't, postpone 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If somebody's work schedule changes or anything like that, emergency, something that's going to, just okay, you can't make it because you got emergency. That's fine. Now, obviously, with that postponement is we don't want anybody to come in next week because we don't know, guys. We expecting y'all to be completely honest with us because obviously we ain't gonna check up on y'all. Oh, this son of a bitch went out on a date. He wanted to get some nookie, and he told us he was at his grandma Bootsy's house. You know what I'm saying? She died, and she died suddenly. That's the things we know this is a video game, but God dog, sometimes some people make up. I hate to bring him up. OKC, this son of a gun had a family emergency every 5 seconds you talk to him. I mean, we got to realize that there's no way that somebody can have that many family emergencies in a week.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, guys, if we will implement this thing, please be honest. If you're going to miss, and because you want to go out and get you some, just miss and go out and get you some. Don't try to hold the league up. But if it's a legit excuse and emergency, we will postpone this race, and we will not have 2-second thoughts about it. But just please have an integrity and be honest with everybody. I don't want to miss this race. I want to win a championship. But damn, this girl's fine. Next thing you know, your dog passed over twice, and I mean, sooner or later you're going to get caught with a lie if you try to say your dog died twice or something. Right. I'm just saying, but all right, golf real quick. Real quick, you got the last response.
I agree with the family emergencies and stuff. something bad happens to somebody, this race is the last thing you need to be thinking about. But
Yes.
but like for work and stuff, sometimes people have to work over. Hey, I can't make it. Why don't you have a pool of in-leg drivers that you can pick from to be like a substitute driver to keep your number up, for the race, for the broadcast and everything. And now, don't get me wrong, it's like I said, random. It ain't like say if I'm gonna miss, well, I want Chapman to fill in for me. You know what I mean? It's something to think about.
Well, yeah, we cannot have a championship person run for you because you've been running
outside
sixth
of
place all season
playoffs,
long.
too.
And he's gonna come in here and win. No, I ain't sure I'm speaking what you done
Right.
golf. No, I was speaking what you said. Yeah, you've been running fifth all season long. Next thing you know, you get Chapman to come drive for you. Next thing you know, you put a second victory lane for you.
The person that's missing a race can't pick the driver. It's a random draw. Hey, well,
Face could be your release driver there, Golf. Face would be your release driver.
Exactly.
Oh, I think we just keep it the way it is. We got to do that. Because we will be having cautions, boys. Somebody will get phased, no doubt.
We never really thought about having a relief driver for somebody.
That's a good idea, though.
Maybe we can possibly try to incorporate that in. It would have to be a preset person that's going to come and have to drive for you. I mean, we don't know who it would be. Somebody saying ho, yo. Somebody call somebody a ho.
That's what I'm saying. That way, you're not getting killed in the points. Especially in a 16 race season. Maybe something you could try out in your little.
I don't see nothing wrong with it myself because
we could definitely try it out to see how it's going to work.
Because you don't know who's going to race for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. If that situation comes up for you, Golf, or anybody in the league, for the playoff times, and we have to call a relief driver, we'll definitely give it a shot. We're going to see what it does and if it works. And I mean,
now are you saying do this to keep from postponing, or that just be another option from having to postpone?
Right, just
Is
like
that what you're saying?
Somebody shoots you a message and says, "Look, guys, I got to work over. There's no way I can make it there in time."
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not really a family emergency or nothing.
Yeah, with my new job, I got to drive before, because when I get out Friday, if we don't get back to the shop till say 7 o'clock or 6, I got to drive from Dayton to Cincinnati to pick up my daughter, come back, get a shower, get her to bed. It's kind of early for me now.
I tell you what, if it works for
tough.
everybody, we can move it back to 9 Eastern because Robbie's not going to be racing with us this season. And that's the main reason why we dropped it to 8 Eastern, because it's so late at, where he's at. So.
Well, hold up. Well, before we do that, we got to make sure our broadcast team is pushing it back an hour.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we can. If everybody's cool with it, yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with it,
Yeah, if that can be a overall agreement, then that would help me some. I think,
because I mean that's another thing that keeps people from racing sometimes because of the race time and stuff. So
yeah,
I mean we want to make the time where it works best for the most people that it can work best for. We don't want it too early, we don't want it too late. But
right.
Just.
But we also got to be able to be flexible because there's some races, like the All-Star race, is going to probably have to start sooner. It's going to have to start sooner than 9 p.m. Eastern, because I mean the way we've been approaching it has been it's been a full 100% race. Like we did 2 races last. All-Star race has got to be at least 100% race because it's not an All-Star race. At least you'd have. I guess that's something that can always be changed because we are starting to. We're probably going to incorporate 100% races this season also. That's another question real quick I want to ask to everybody. Do y'all, real quick, custom guys, does all road courses are mandatory 100% race?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Certain short tracks like in Iowa or New Hampshire or Phoenix, do y'all would like some of those tracks to be 100%?
Yep.
I'm cool with it.
All right. Other than the mile and a halves.
Really
yes.
good.
Yeah, the mile and a half, we stick with 50 on it.
All right. will y'all still be fine with races like that being at 9 p.m. Eastern, or would y'all want those certain type races to be up an hour at 8 p.m. Eastern? Can y'all, like I said, in other words, like 100% races, because they they will take longer than an average race, which is usually roughly an hour, hour and a half. 100% races might tend to be an hour and a half, no less than an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. So do
I'm
we
good
move
with
it up an hour for 100% races, or would y'all think y'all could be fine at doing 100% at 9 p.m. Eastern if the broadcast team is able to do that?
I'm sticking to mine. I'm sticking to the 9, but if we got to bump it up, that'll be all right.
Hey, I
All
got a
right.
question, Trendy. I don't know if you've got this wrote
Yes.
down, but dang. Go ahead. I done forgot.
Is pound cake going to be mandatory in victory lane? If your
Yeah.
wingman supplies it.
Jesus,
I
man.
already
I
said
mean,
yes,
it
as long
left
as you're
my.
buying.
Oh, I had a brain fart, boys. Oh, God. It left my brain, man. Oh,
All right.
that's
But
embarrassing.
anyway, now,
Oh, no.
so
I
we
know. I know.
are.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
What you got? What
I'll
you got?
forget again. Would y'all like to mix it up with 3 times wear on certain
Oh
tracks
yeah.
and stuff? Or do y'all want to stick with 2 times wear?
2, yeah.
Yeah, I like a two
I,
times wear
Everything up
yeah,
there.
I
myself.
like 2 times wear. We're just figuring because these preset guys, they be trying to up shows. They be doing everything from no times wear to 20 times wear. They all over in
Yeah.
between.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
two
I mean
sets
these
of tires
guys.
for a whole race.
Yeah. Mikey did last season pitted 3 times for fuel all season long. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, Mikey Dan is ridiculous in fuel saving.
That
I
ain't no
mean,
lie
just
either.
I
he
just
ain't no
had to
lie.
ask that question real quick because
Yeah.
I know that was
All
something we
right, guys,
discussed.
real quick. Before we're wrapping up, this is the last question. I'm basically just stating rules, the rules and communication. Guys, always remember next season, communicate as best as possible. Sorry goes a long way. You gotta have a mic to run in the series. On both sides, you gotta have a mic for communication.
Make
Two,
practices as much as you possibly
practice as
can,
much as you possibly can. That helps out. That will help you out on
especially
race
when
day.
we hold them. When we hold
It's
them.
not
Yeah,
mandatory because I know
right,
King
right.
and Viper make some here and there, but they showed up to race. So it's not a mandatory thing because I know other people like to run in other leagues.
Well,
I think King and
people got
Viper
a
might
life and
have
they got
more.
things to do too. So
Exactly, that's your life in other leagues.
we
I know
just
King and
encourage you to
Viper.
make it.
I think King and Viper said that they will leave it in another league, so they might have more time to practice with us now. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but yes, practice with us as much as possible. We will hold practices starting on Wednesday nights. Wednesday, Thursday will be practice nights. Friday is going to be obviously an hour before the race's happy hour. That's how we're going to run the schedule for customs. We've been running 8 p.m. Eastern, actually 7 p.m. Eastern on, was it? Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday nights, and I think it was 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday
Yeah,
nights.
I think yeah.
That's kind of the schedule we've been running. So at rules, like I said, car control will be an emphasis on this next rules coming up. It will be added into the rule book, and it will be enforced on the custom side. Um, if you're hitting the butter and you're going up 5 lanes, or if you push up, you're going in the corner and you're shoving up the corner, and you're getting somebody, if you start on the bottom, you push all the way up and get into somebody, that will be an infraction to you will be penalized. And now we haven't set the penalty for that yet, but that's things that we feel that can be in a driver's control, is to not shove up and push up into another driver. If you don't lift, you're going to learn to lift quick because you will be penalized and it will hit you.
All the new guys coming in, everybody, when y'all can, like in the chats and stuff, friend everybody in the league. So that way, like say if you can't make the Wednesday and Thursday night practices, but you can be on Tuesday and practice, man. Anybody you see on, invite them. You know what I mean? To practice with you. It don't have to be on our nights, and we practice other than those nights too. Sometimes we do it 4 nights a week. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Those are just the
how about
nights that I know myself or Dark is going to host on those nights.
Right.
how about a first for that driving? Because sometimes maybe a guy put too much wedge in the car and gets a push situation. How about like a like 3 race probation warning the first time instead of an immediate infraction?
Well, you will be warned. That's our first
Yeah,
step.
well, see,
got.
we had several issues that happened, like 2 or 3 races in a row before we ever talked to somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Because
But I
it
mean
wasn't that bad, but it was getting to the point of tempers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people was having problems, so then we got to address it because you don't want that stuff carrying on into the next race. None of that mess. So. I mean, yeah, trust me, we could have penalized a lot more if we really wanted to. So, we really lean on y'all and trust y'all to control your cars. And like I said, we control 99% of what happens on the track as drivers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the
Cool.
more we control, the better off we are. You know what I mean? And the more we can practice together, the better races we're going to have.
So if I back off because somebody's outside of me, I'm not going to push up on them, and somebody comes in and hits me in the ass, and pushes me up the track, who gets the penalty there, or the warning, or whatever?
The one that sent you into the other guy, or he'll be
Right.
the one that we talk to because he, unless it was something that happened to where you had to get off, your reaction was late when you braked or you let out, and then he couldn't help from hitting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that does happen sometimes. You know that.
Yeah.
So, but we kind of know, but that's where communication comes in.
Right.
What happened? Talk to that guy. Don't just, and we all kind of guilty of it. Like say, damn Bob, or damn Golf, or damn it Rub. We all guilty of that, so we all need to get better at that and have a better attitude when stuff happens. You know what I mean? Give the guy a benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? And we have better attitudes. So it'll go a longer way.
Yep.
Just communicate. And feel somebody did something. You always say something, but just I guess we just need to be a little nicer sometimes. Not let our tempers get too far out of hand, Because like I said, sometimes things ain't what you see. It happens
I'll tell you
fast.
what, I did get a lot more relaxed once I figured out I wasn't going to make it into the third round of the playoffs, or second round, whatever it was.
It was tough, man. Again. It was tough.
It takes away the intensity, that's for sure.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun this season, man, and I'm ready to get the new season started, man. I can't wait, especially with the guys we practiced last night. If the guys we bring in run as good as those guys, those guys are capable of winning in here, from what I saw. So it's going to be a lot more competition this season, guys. So the intensity probably going to be even higher, especially if we can get the numbers and hold like 16, 18 drivers every week. Be on the track. We want it to be full.
How many do we have?
I'm not sure.
At the end of the season,
Trendy, I got one question for you because it's guys keep asking me real quick. When are we going to start our season? Is it next week or the week after?
It's this is first week, so it's not next week. It will be it's 3 weeks, so the week after next.
Week after next is when the season starts.
I'm gonna hold up. Shit, I have it all written down. Cause
next week's gonna be like we're gonna be holding the fun races and all that and recruiting at the same time. That's what we got set up.
Week
correct?
1, 2. Yeah, right now. Well, we're doing these races then all 3 weeks. So the actual Tuesday. Let's see.
Are we hosting something tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay. So
every Tuesday and every Friday we'll have races.
Or watching, we will be hosting one Friday night. So all you guys, if you can show up.
Okay, so we're Thursday the 29th, and then the 6th.
Are y'all still planning on having a little fun race tomorrow night?
Yeah,
yes.
That's what I was just talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dark. Our season will kick off May 17th.
17th. That way I can
Yeah.
tell these guys that are asking me on
Ooh,
Facebook and, you know,
that's the week
they
I
are
go to
commenting on
vacation.
the videos. I got a little more information to tell them. Basically, all I could tell them is, you know, send the link and, you know, try to watch the broadcast because we're going over all those things. I don't know till we get input and then we got to put it together, get it wrote down, get it legit before we can even start, you know. So
Yeah, week 2 is next week, and then week 3 is the week of the 10th to the 14th, and then the season starts is going to be the following week after that, so it's the 17th.
okay.
May 17th is when we start.
When's Mother's Day and stuff?
So our first race will be the 21st.
Our first race will be the 21st.
That's
Mother's Day is the 9th.
That's the night I leave for vacation for a week. I won't be back until the 31st. I'll miss 2
Stays will
races
fill
right
in
off the
for you.
bat.
Ooh,
Oh, you'll be good, Bob.
yeah, you'll be fine.
Great.
Bob will be the first guinea pig for recruit drivers, relief drivers.
Yep.
Hey, at
Phase!
least, hold on. At least sub me with the other fucking 2 car and get me a Coyote, please. Damn.
Damn.
Oh, that
Uh,
sucks. Yeah, I won't be back till the 31st.
Yeah, you might want to let them boys go on and get their stuff in if we got everything.
They already left, so
Did
we
they?
can basically.
So you's too slow.
Yeah. It's you.
Well,
you eat
no.
your pound cake.
Now, as I, there's a lot of things covered. Then when you get an input, you know, it takes a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I think they're gonna upload their thing, but I mean, we finished and just want to thank everybody for who showed up and the input that we got. Now, everybody who obviously did not get a chance to get on, please go back and watch if you plan on running customs, or if you ran customs and you didn't get a chance to be a part of this meeting, go back and listen to this. If you have any input, please write myself or Dark, and we can let you know what's going on. So, with all that being said, Dark, you have any last words?
I was gonna say something, but man, I forgot again. So, it's bad.
Bob, you have any last words?
No, I'm excited. No, now that I know I'm gonna be late. I'm
Okay,
super
yeah,
excited.
I do have one. What kind of tracks would y'all like to run if we run a 16, 18? I mean, how many road courses would y'all like to see? Short tracks, and basically, which track of those short
I like
tracks
them
and road
all. I
courses?
like mixing them up.
Well,
Well, me and Dark we do a pretty good job of
Yeah.
picking out some tracks and stuff too. So
a
I mean,
lot, lot of people like that.
there's gonna be no less than 2, maybe 3 road courses
Yeah.
in this season.
Road America's
I do-
tough,
here-
but that was a good track, man. That was a fun
Yeah.
track.
I do think that the Final Four should be mixed up, and whatever the championship track was the year before can't be used again.
Right.
was
Well,
one
we
thing I was
won't
thinking
use
this
the
last
same
race.
one. We won't use the same one.
Yeah, Iowa will not be a part of the Final 4 tracks. There will be
Yeah, I
at
think
least
we
4
should
tracks to
eliminate
choose
it.
from, but Iowa will not be a part of them. Yes, I would not want to repeat.
It's okay if I suggest a track to use for the Final Four.
Sure.
What about Homestead, actually?
Well, we just figured out
Well,
his best track.
Homestead as a final track, like I said, Homestead has been done to death. You know, now
We had it in there, didn't we?
we had it in there. I want to say the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I want to say the first season was definitely Homestead. I think last season we did.
We ran it
was
close
it
to the
Kentucky?
end of the playoffs, didn't we? Because we did run Homestead.
Yeah, we ran it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Crack. Hey, that's Tommy on Joshy's mic.
Oh,
Hey.
what's good?
What's up?
What's up, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're
About to
just
wrap it
wrapping up
up,
our
man.
meeting there, Tommy.
Yeah, we've been on here probably 2.5
I was
hours.
listening to you guys. He had it on his TV. I was listening to you.
Well, what do you
I was
think?
going, yo. Did you hear somebody going, yo?
No,
I thought I heard somebody saying, yo,
Yeah.
I didn't know who that was.
I was in the middle of a race. I'm, yo!
oh yeah, well I seen you was racing when we started because I seen you broadcast. The notification popped up.
Oh, the
Well,
train was
what
shut the
your
damn thing
thoughts,
off.
man? Do you like everything you heard, or you
Yeah.
got any opinions or anything that
No.
you'd like to see?
But Well, I was hearing in and out because there's a lot of talking going on in the mic, but no, I mean, are you gonna have if it like in his playoffs or something? You gonna have replacement drivers just for you going to be doing that, picking it out of a hat or whatever?
Well,
It'll be
first of all,
somebody from preset, and we'll just have to.
yeah, we don't
I
know how
guess
that's
we'll
going to
see.
work
We'll
yet.
see who wants to volunteer to be a backup driver. You know what I mean? Well, we'll have to start there, and then we'll put them in the list, and maybe we can draw from whoever volunteers. You know what I mean?
Hey guys,
Yeah.
there's actually an app or like a drawing app where
Yeah.
you just put names and electronically will pick one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Well,
could
that's
do
cool.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That way there's no bias on it, you know.
Right. Right.
Well, we also got to make sure we have more than one person because then the app is kind of pointless.
Well,
if we only got
I'm
one
sure.
person that volunteers.
I'm sure there's a couple of them that like customs too, but they like presets better.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm sure there's guys that would be like, yeah, I'll
they'll
fill in,
volunteer, man. I'm sure there'd be more than
Yeah,
two
we'd
or
probably
three
have
that'll
4 or 5,
volunteer.
and then just let the electronic wheel spin and figure out who it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it sounds like everything we covered it. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go. Ready
Yeah,
to
the
get
now
other
it's
started.
just a matter of putting them together, get these run races,
Yep.
get recruiting, and get some good guys in here, read
Get
them
some
out.
practice in. Hey, Tommy,
Get some practice, yeah.
we had some last night, man. You gonna like these guys. They're fast and they're clean, man. But they don't mind rubbing either. Yeah, we had I broadcast it last night. You know, if you want to get a chance, it's fucking around with the boys.
Oh, I watched it. I was watching. I was watching when I was
Yeah,
upstairs.
we had a blast, man. We had a blast. Yeah, I accidentally
Next time y'all
posted
do
that.
some.
You know that Mark Flores that Robbie introduced us to?
Yeah.
When I posted the hype video, I accidentally posted that video instead of the damn hype video. I had to go back and change it and apologize to him because it was.
Doc, I think we should
he
end the
looked as if
broadcast.
fucking around with the boys. Yeah.
I think we should end the broadcast because we're just carrying on up in here. It's going to be 4
All
hours
right.
long.
All right, guys. Good talk, good input, man. Appreciate y'all showing up and putting y'all's input because. Yeah. Yep. And maybe we'd have another meeting and discuss that with the drivers and go over the tracks or something.
Yeah, you would.
All right, I'm ending the
Those are my
broadcast.
picks, boys.
All right, thanks for showing up, guys. Thanks for everybody that watched and listened, and we'll keep y'all up to date, man. We're gonna get out of here from old school. Dark Knight, Trendy, Tommy, Bob, whoever else left on here.